Okay, so I've been wanting to do this for a bit. I originally did do one, but it was kind of early in terms of when I did it, and I feel like I've improved since then. I feel like I've made changes. So I recently did a live comm for Lazarus from the tank's perspective, to give my perspective when tanking, give an idea for people going through the dungeon and shit like that as a tank. So I'm about to do the same thing for Genesis. I have some coatings, so I'm going to apply some Angry Earth coatings real quick. Bada bing. Bada boom. And I also have some nature resistance potions that I've crafted that I'm just going to use for the final boss. Otherwise, it's not really too necessary. But we have 2 rangers, a healer, and a mage. So for this first little batch of enemies, I usually just run past them. Nowadays, everyone's watermarks are maxed out and stuff like that, so you don't need the little enemies as much. You mainly just need the bosses, because those are the ones that can drop the legendary stuff. So those are the ones we're going to be prioritizing, that and obviously chests. So there is a fiend that got away on the side. He's by one of my DPS. So I wanted to taunt just to make sure I get him. I'm using reverse stab this time around. I have a chest piece with fortifying shield rush, which is going to overall increase my durability personally. And give me that extra resistance that I need. So Kyle is going to grab the rock that will open this next door. In the meantime, I'm rocking 240 strength, 200 con. And I will show you my builds at the end of the video, because I don't want to take too much time now. So we're going to run in and we're going to fight Taxodius. He's our first boss, I guess. Kind of like a mini boss, nothing too crazy, but they gave him his own little arena, no real mechanics. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab him, I'm going to run right past him. He will aggro onto me, and I'm going to bring him back towards the chest that we fight after. Just because it makes it a bit easier, saves us a little bit of time, so after the fight, we don't have to... darn. I didn't have my dodge for it because I used my first 2. That's fine. I'm going to pull him over. We can fight him over here. This freaking guy, dude. Nice. Alright, that's close enough. Now we can let it rip. Just makes it easier, so after we fight him, we don't have to run over. Every time I get shield rush, I want to try and use it because it gives me a 19% fortify for 4 seconds. I do kind of wish it was a bit longer, but, you know, beggars can't really be choosers. I heavy attack quite a bit because my sword has Trenchant Rend. So I apply a Rend every, I believe, 12 seconds or 14 seconds with my sword. As well as I also have the passive where heavies grant me a 30% empower for 5 seconds. So every time I heavy attack, I'm getting a damage boost, whether it's with the Rend and the empower or just the empower. Plus thrust is a different type of damage, and you want to do that for the ogre, those brute dudes, to lower their stamina bar. For this next part, I'm going to be running past these enemies. Again, we don't want to waste time on the hives or these fiends because they don't drop what we need. We're here for legendaries and all that good stuff. We're going to grab this archer. I'm going to run past him. I'm going to Path of Destiny, these 2 fiends right here. Now I'm going to run up and we're going to hit this boss right here. It does get pretty annoying if you don't contain the archer, but we're going to group this shit up. We're going to taunt again, make sure everything's on us. Let our DPS do the work. Am I tripping? I was like, where'd he go? I lost the boss for a second. I'm going to taunt one more time, then I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to get this archer. Because the archers typically aggro onto your healers, because we as the tank can't generate aggro on them if they're too far away. And the healers can, right? Every time they heal, they generate threat. So just want to make sure you're all over these archers or ranged people so that they don't kill your healers. So he is going to cleanse that. And this next part, no matter how many times I've done it, it's still the worst thing to do as a tank. I hate this whole mechanic section of the dungeon. It's just trash. It's just trash. There, I got the taunt. Oh, I'm dead. Dude, Defiant Stance frustrates me so much. Alright, we're going to pull this soldier over. Nice. Boom. Hopefully. Nope, they pulled him over. So I'm going to taunt these guys real quick. I got 8 seconds. Never mind. They killed him. We're chilling. And I have my Path of Destiny, which I'm going to use in a second. I want to get that soldier. I'm going to stay on him. I do want to get that archer. As you can see, I'm kind of stuck. But we are chilling. I want to jump out of the slow. Keep an eye on the tree. Nice. They're dealing with the Prowler. I trust my DPS. And just handle this Archer. Clean up. That's pretty much all this whole thing is. Defend that tree in the middle. Clean up and yada yada yada. Get through. Nice. Reverse stab is nice because it also staggers a little bit. It's not as good as shield bash, but it is a stagger. It's not like a full-on stun, but it's something. Path of Destiny. Get him off the healer. I missed it. We're going to taunt just to make sure we have the soldier. I want to light attack as much as I can because my sword also has refreshing move. So I want to have my taunt available sooner the better. This is probably the only like kind of section in the game where you constantly need your taunt up. You need to make sure your taunt is up as much as you can because of all the erratic enemies spawning. They're all, you know, spawning in different locations, moving very quickly and stuff like that. It's gonna be soldier, prowler, and then an archer. We're gonna grab the soldier. Ideally, we bring him over to the prowler, and then we taunt. We got both. Nice. And then there is an archer in the back over there, or him right there. There we go. Kill these dudes. Sundering shockwave. And now we fight the archer. Get these fiends off of my healer. And boom. And that was overall a pretty clean run of killing things. Nobody went down. A few close calls, but otherwise we're chilling. One of the DPS is hopefully going to grab the tree. We'll kill this guy because if you don't, he runs up to you on the chest and hits you off of it anyways. And we're going to grab this chest and we're going to move on. About 6 minutes in, I believe, so making pretty good time. He's going to hit the tree. He doesn't really need to be killing him right now, but, you know, he can. Grab the chest, and for this next part, we're just going to run past some more enemies. And we're going to go to the next boss. Fun fact, the first brute that we fought, his name is Taxodius. And this next brute that we find is, that we fight is Taxi. And the next one after him is Otis. So you fight Taxodius, Taxi, and Otis, all in the same dungeon, you know? A little bit of lore for you. Not really lore, but it's just something I noticed from running this dungeon a bunch of times. So we're going to taunt just to make sure that Fiend is on us, and just heavy attack. We don't even need to. He's dead. Now we're moving on to the Shaman. Kill the Shaman really quickly. Probably could just run past him, but might as well kill him. This next spot, we are going to run past the soldier. We're going to run past the archer. We're going to cut to the left and LOS them, line of sight, if you don't know, and bring them to us. Because ideally, you want the ranged people and the melee all in one big clump, so you could just fight them all together. He does his empowering arrow. No, okay. We're going to bring him right here, ping right here. There we go. If I can get behind him. Nice. And just melt him, melt him, melt him. Easy damage. Now we're moving on. This is the first boss. The first actual boss of Genesis. He's the garden, the green room caretaker or whatever the heck. But yeah, the caretaker's greenhouse. And he's pretty difficult. If you don't have enough damage, if you don't have a good tank or healer, this can go very, very south. This is pretty much like a speed run that we're doing. Everyone here is really experienced, so we're going to skip some mechanics. I attacked too early. I'm going to attack again to rend, taunt just to ensure that he's on me, and we're just going to keep pumping. We're just pumping damage, pumping damage. Once he gets to about 60% HP, he's going to run to the middle and put up a gate. Based on how much damage your group has, you can decipher whether you want to have some people on the outside or inside. For this specific group, we're going to have everyone inside because we're going to DPS them down anyways. So I'm applying a rend. I'm going to rend again with shockwave, and I want a light attack here. Typically, you want a heavy attack to prevent him from doing this big slam, but because we're trying to DPS him down, we want as much DPS uptime as possible. So he's still up. Now he's going to go under. Careful for jumps. He jumps about 5 to 6 times, sometimes 5, sometimes 6. I usually look around on the outside as the mob spawn because that's kind of like a clock for you. So the first set spawned. Right now the second set is spawning, and he's normally up by the third set. So the third set, that little light right there, means the third set is spawning. Yep, there we go. And we're just gonna melt him. We're just gonna melt him. The fourth set is spawning right now. Typically, if you don't have enough damage, I like to solo this part. I'll solo the middle. And as I'm soloing the middle, these mobs are gonna despawn in a second. As I'm soloing the middle, my 4 other teammates will clear the mobs on the outside. And then the gates come down and we can have no mobs. And then we continue fighting the boss. He'll do that mechanic a second time. Ooh, he got a legendary infamy. Nice, very nice. So, next we are going to use the Purifying Flame. There's going to be 2 bosses we're going to fight here. One's going to spawn in that room. One's going to spawn in that room. And this is one of the best things about having ranged DPS or rangers, mages, anything like that. You can just have them pull stuff. If one of them, yep. There we go. Very nice, very nice. Very nice, very nice. Stun him because he's annoying. Boom. And just taunt this guy. Make sure he doesn't retreat. Sometimes he likes to retreat. This guy seems to be stuck, low-key. We're just going to pump. I like pulling out my sword just in case because my shield has luck on it. So we'll have someone grab the torch. We're going to run past a lot of these mobs. You can fight them all. I've done full clears. It doesn't take that much longer, but just don't really need to. Alright, dude. I missed. They'll kill him. That's fine. Why am I still slowed? And now we have another mini boss that we're going to fight. Want to kill all the bosses that we can. Oh, can I auto run? Thank you. Pressing the auto run button and it wasn't working. I didn't get no legendary. What is chat talking about, dude? I did get another version of this hammer, though, that I'm using. Okay. We're gonna shockwave for the rend. Armor breaker just to stack it up, even though I'm pretty sure he's already maxed. Now that he's half health, I'm turning around and I am trying to help start breaking down this archer. Speed it up a little bit, speed up the process. We got rends on him and he is dead. No drops, unfortunately, but that's okay. That's okay. Now we have another mini boss that we're gonna fight. Some more enemies we're gonna run by. You're gonna see a pretty common reoccurrence in the dungeon is running past a lot of enemies, fighting the boss, moving forward. But we hit all the chests we need, we fight all the bosses we need, and you know, we get legendaries, right? If you do need watermark upgrades, if your watermark and expertise are not all maxed, then you for sure want to be fighting as much as you can. The more enemies you fight, the more drops you're gonna get. The more drops you're gonna get, the more your expertise is gonna move up. I am maxed, so I don't need none of that stuff. Most of my friends are maxed, so you know, on the essentials, it's handled. Pop that. Where is the prowler? I don't know.
Can't reach the boss.
Yeah, the ranger, my boy King of Combat, is gonna. Where's the prowler at? I mean, I'm not exactly, you know, sad he's gone. But I'm gonna try and meet these guys up here. We can. Yeah, I just wanted to meet them up here so I can get aggro. I don't want to actually fight them there. I should have aggro though. So this part can get a little hectic. It's kind of a big pull. But we should. Is our healer dead? No, no, he is not. Unfortunate. We bit off more than we could chew. It's also much harder to do this when you're not communicating, and for the sake of me doing a live commentary, I'm not communicating with my team. Because, you know, comms can be a little cluttered. But that's okay. Still on a fine run. I did die. I didn't get healed, yeah. I didn't have my shockwave up to stun the enemies or none of that stuff, so it's no biggie. Oh, he's still on us? What the fuck? I didn't... What? What is he doing on this side of the room? I mean, I guess. Makes it easier for us. I didn't even know you could pull him this far. A little weird. But, I mean, as long as one of us got the torch, we should be chilling. Did the torch? Yeah. Defeat Archer Folgda. Okay, we're chilling then. Nice. Low-key worked. Not that much of a time. We meant to die there. True. Run down this side. And I don't want to go in the deep water. There goes a prowler. Just gonna bring him to the chest. Ow. I'm just saying I can't throw my hatchets like that. Stun. Haha. Goofy. Nice. Oh, he rolled forward. Okay. Only one hiccup in the run. So far. Keeps it realistic. Lets you guys know I'm not cheating the system. Only showing you my flawless runs. Boom, grab him. Hopefully he doesn't retreat. Nice, he didn't. Wait for him to get closer. Pop the taunt. Once that taunt is up, we're gonna shockwave just to retaunt. Nice, got it perfect timing. Ah, I tried to put my block up. Nice, got that block up. Dodge again. Really wish I had a bit more stam, but it's okay. Defeat Mr. Da. He got some health back, that's fine. DPS. Not gonna lie. This strat, I realize there's less talking because there's less mechanics to go through. But yeah, you get the idea. Keep the enemies off your team. Tank, DPS. You know what I'm saying? Do damage. I'm hitting for 1800 to 2k with my swords light attacks. And with my build, I get a bit of extra durability. It's very nice. And then my team gets extra damage because I'm running leadership. And I usually like when a healer runs Orb of Protection. Light's Embrace, Orb, and Sacred are really, really good for dungeons in my opinion because you apply a 20-second Fortify. 20 seconds is such a long time. So, really gives the tanks that extra durability to stay alive, you know what I'm saying? The more the tank is, the longer the tank is alive, the better you're gonna have, better time you're gonna have in the dungeon. Too early again, dude. My timing's all messed up. We're gonna dodge this attack. You cannot block that. It will one-shot your stamina bar. So I'm gonna pop the nature protection thing because that'll help me take less damage from the poison. Still does a lot. We're gonna use fortifying or shield rush for fortify, so we take less damage again. Is she gonna slam? She's gonna slam. I'm gonna reverse stab. I'm gonna dodge again into the defiant stance, so I take less damage again. Boom. And we could just stand in the poison like that, essentially. Right? Typically, you want to stay out of the poison because it does a lot of damage. Wow, did I just cancel my own heavy? It's okay. But that makes it a bit bearable. And the longer you can bear it, the more you could DPS, right? So, 1, 2, slam. So that little slam that she does, sometimes instead of doing the slam, she'll do a third attack. And if she does the third attack, she won't slam. If she does the slam, she won't do a third attack. So that's the third attack right there. It was 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and slam instead. So it's different every time. If she does it again, I'll try and call it out. 1. Okay, that's nothing. She's doing her little poison thing. I'm gonna try not to explain too much mechanics because this is more of a speed run and less of like a noob friendly kind of guide, you know? But I'll try and explain what I can. It's kind of hectic to try and live comm these dungeons. Things can get pretty funky. Don't want to walk into that because it hurts. Nice. Get those mobs down. We're gonna wait for her to pop up. Once she pops up, she's gonna do a spirit bomb. I'm gonna go over and rend her real quick. Hit her with a little reverse stab. I didn't need to do that. I could have just ran around, but I'm extra. Okay, poison. We're gonna defiant stance. Dodge. Doing 454. Let's pop this potion just to test. 394. Nice, yeah. So it does knock it down quite a bit, those potions. Unfortunately, they have a very long timer, but we're done. I had to use I used 2 of the potions. Didn't need to use 2 of the potions, but I'm glad that I was able to test to see if they actually work, and they do. And that's also the tier 4, not the tier 5 ones. But that was a pretty easy. Here is my sword build. I like using the defensive training because blocking gives you fortify as well. I used to use high grip, and then I realized you actually don't need it. I swore you needed it because I used to take a lot of like stamina damage when I would get hit with range attacks, but it's really not that bad, especially if you have sturdy. You know, you can just put that skill point elsewhere. This one isn't, I don't find it very useful. I did try it, not very useful. I like using the heavy attacks. You lose 1 debuff. That can be very helpful. So now your heavy attacks, get rid of a debuff, give you empower, and with my sword, apply rend. Obviously, additional physical armor, take less damage from magical types. And then this is for leadership. While holding a sword, the damage of all group members is increased by 10%. So increases my damage and increases everyone else's damage in my group. And then this is the hammer build. I mainly just use it for the rend on armor breaker. Inflicts rend on the target, reducing damage absorption by 20%. 10 seconds, that's quite a while. Shockwave, I also have as a taunt, but my hammer has sundering shockwave, so shockwave applies a 10% rend as well. And then Path of Destiny is just like a little bit of a ranged ability that can kind of stagger, but I can grab enemies from further away or stun them for a second to, you know, relieve some of the pressure that can be on my DPS or my healer and stuff like that. But yeah, that was pretty much a speed run. I don't know, what did that take, 20 minutes or something like that? I've been in some groups that they can't even clear the first boss, so I think 20 minutes is a pretty solid run. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But yeah, I think that was overall good. Hope you guys have a good day.